Hey everybody, Justin here. I'm on location at Supergiant Games, joined by Greg Kasavin.
Hey.
Thank you very much for letting us come check out your studio.
Absolutely.
We're here to talk about Pyre, which is a game I'm very excited for. But for those who aren't super familiar with it, with Supergiant Games, obviously they brought us Bastion, Transistor, now working on Pyre. Give us a quick rundown of what exactly Pyre is.
Yeah, so Pyre is our party-based role-playing game in which you lead a band of exiles to freedom through this series of ancient competitions that they discover in this mystical kind of purgatory setting in which the game takes place, where a lot of it started for us is wanting to make a game that was a multi-character game that had an ensemble cast. Just having to deal with what that means from a game development perspective, I think, is like central to a lot of the issues we've had to solve for this game. What does it mean when you have multiple characters with you, and how are they going to interact?
The way the game plays, it lends itself very well to multiplayer. What has that process looked like building a multiplayer game for the first time?
Yeah, so that's the versus mode, the multiplayer aspect of Pyre has emerged as like a really cool kind of side benefit of the kind of game that we're making. The focus is still very much on the campaign experience, and we wanted to have this like kind of adversarial gameplay style be at the center of this game, because everyone in this world is trying to be free again from this purgatory setting. So you're facing characters who are just as motivated to try to succeed as you are, and that, you know, it just naturally lended itself to us being able to start playing against each other as we're sorting out the gameplay, as we're tuning the different characters, and we're starting to have a ton of fun with it ourselves, and it just made sense to extend it in such a way that it could be part of the game. And we've really enjoyed games in the past where they have this kind of great campaign experience to introduce the characters and establish the world, and then there's like a really exciting multiplayer portion on the side that you could just, you know, play indefinitely after you're done with the campaign, get a ton of lasting value and all that good stuff.
Awesome. Speaking of playing against each other, when I walked in, I saw multiplayer set up just right over there.
Yeah, maybe.
I want to play. Can we play it?
Absolutely.
All right, here we go, playing some Pyre. I'm taking on Greg Kasavin of Supergiant. I feel really good. I feel like I've got a chance against you here.
We shall see. We shall see.
Oh, wait, no, I didn't charge that up enough. Oh, yeah!
Well done.
Off to a good start.
So, yeah, indeed. So you're playing as one of the characters that we revealed very, very recently, actually, showing some of the variety in the kind of characters you could play as. So these characters can just straight up fly around and sail right over the heads of their opponents.
That doesn't seem fair.
It doesn't seem fair, right? But you can jump up and knock her down to earth.
Ah,
yeah, so you
gotcha.
knock me down and you knock the orb there free. So there are ways of dealing with them, but they are quite powerful in the right hands.
Oh, you took my little buddy out.
Yes, I will do that every time if I can help it.
Yeah,
Well done.
what up? I'm calling this. I'm gonna take it.
Okay, we'll see. We'll see.
Don't go easy on me, Greg.
Too slow there, Papa.
Ah!
Okay.
Oh, I can't.
Oh,
no,
you
I
were
was
out of stamina. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, you have these moves
Stamina
like
man.
the like sprinting and jumping that the stamina recovers pretty quickly. But you gotta watch out for it for sure. You could be left vulnerable. Nice shot.
All right.
Yeah, these winged characters are called the harps. They don't have a projectile attack. They just have a full-on kind of tackle that they do, and they're basically invincible to opponents' aura attacks while they're doing it. So you can kind of bulldoze right through.
Wings have served her true.
This is already getting really intense, and we just started. So yeah, you guys have been hard at work. The game's coming out July 25th.
That
right?
is right, July 25th.
Oh, we're so close.
Yeah, we're really excited. It's our biggest game by a pretty big margin. There's just so many characters that we're excited for players to meet, and I was really excited about how we could have this versus mode in addition to the campaign, where you'll get to meet all these characters, hopefully, you know, fall in love with a lot of these characters in the campaign, and then get to play as so many of them, including ones that are basically kind of like boss characters in the campaign, are all playable in versus mode.
Oh, cool.
And you can, it's set up kind of like a dream match, so characters who might never have anything to do with each other normally, you could put them all on the same team here in versus mode. Haha.
So you guys are designing this kind of with a lot of the same mentalities as like a fighting game.
It has for sure. It like kind of boils down to a one-on-one like competition. So in that respect, it's definitely has similarities to the feel of a fighting game. It's a genre that I personally really love. So whenever our game kind of feels like a fighting game, I tend to appreciate it. It's also been likened to, oh man, I'm wide open. You got it.
Go!
Oh,
yeah!
Nice. I got you, but you got it in anyway. Other players see resemblance to like sports games in Pyre, we found interesting. We definitely draw inspiration from like some action sports games that were, these games like NBA Jam, like from back in the day, where first and foremost they were these amazing action games, and like incidentally, that game was about basketball, but it was just a great head-to-head action game. So
there's like a little bit of basketball, a little bit of football, a little bit of hockey in here. It feels like.
and a little bit of shooting fireballs. We wanted it to be this like mystic competition, right? Where it's what in the campaign we're playing the versus mode here, but in the campaign it's all about these characters having to essentially compete to earn their freedom against other characters who want to achieve the same thing, because all these characters are basically stuck in purgatory. I got you there.
Not good.
Oh, see, my greed got the better of me. I tried to throw the orb in. If I just ran it in, it would have been fine. But you got me again.
I'm getting better at this whole defense thing.
Yeah, you're doing just fine. Let's see.
Oh, almost. I went for it.
And remember, you can jump a second time while in midair with Ricky, the character.
Okay. So you guys have been hard at work on this for quite a while now. What are some of the big changes that you have made since we lost? I think you showed the game at PSX, right?
Yeah, we fleshed out the entire roster. We only showed a few different characters at PSX, but we have more than 20 playable characters in versus mode, and of course we finished building the whole campaign, which was a big focus of development. It's our biggest campaign ever. We think it's highly replayable. All kinds of it's been a really interesting and cool development, and we can't wait to see what everyone will think when they get to play it for themselves, play the campaign and play their friends or the computer in versus mode and so on. So we think there's a lot to this game.
Well, I can't wait to play it either. It comes out July 25th on PS4. It's got PS4 Pro support. Runs at higher resolutions.
Yep.
It looks beautiful already on this 1080p feed that we're seeing here. So, Greg, thanks very much for stopping by. I can't wait for Pyre.
Thank you.
PlayStation